Hi everyone, it's Desiree and welcome. I hope you are all having a great day. And I just wanted to say thank you for stopping by and spending this time with me today. For our project today, we are going to have fun with some bunnies hopping around. They are a hoppin', and I'm going to be featuring two products from Scrappy Tails. This one here is called Spring Tree Dye. It's a great tree that's layered, even has a swing. And then I know you saw me use these before, the bunny silhouette dyes. I cannot get enough of these bunnies. They are just too adorable. So I had to have a cute play with them. So I have my panel here. This is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And this is a piece of Nina 80-pound solar white. And I pulled out 4 shades of green, and I'm just using the flicking method, using the brush end of my alcohol marker and just adding those layers. So the lightest green is the longest. The next darkest is going to be just a little bit shorter, and so on until I get to the darkest. So you're going to get these blends to make it look like it's blades of grass. This is usually how I do the grass, just to get that, because they just blend together perfectly with that. I'm careful to not hit the edge of that paper too much forcefully, so that I don't ruin the brush nib of my alcohol markers. Coming in with a little bit of tumbled glass, and again, not looking for that perfect blend, and it creates clouds right there. We don't have to have or mask anything off. As always, I've taken care of die cutting my pieces off camera, and we're going to start layering these together. So first up, I've got the green base, which has the whole tree. And now I'm going to add the layers to it. So first up is the trunk. And I love the way that it comes up into the tree. Now, what's great is while you have this background, just by changing those greens, again, whenever I look at dyes anymore or products, I look at what else can be done. Simply changing colors can do a lot. So think of that tree and the trunk being done in black cardstock, and then the tree top being done in a purple and a bright lime green. You've now turned it into this awesome Halloween tree that we could have a lot of fun with. So have a play with the colors. Again, sometimes when we see things, I do this, we see something and we're like, okay, this is what it should look like. But if we just change those colors or change the positions just a little bit, we can create something completely different. The extra pieces for the tree, these are the layering pieces. I've die cut them twice, and I did that using a second color of green. So the green that was original, like you see there on the right, it's a darker shade of green. So these are just a little bit lighter, and as we layer them, it just adds this texture, this beautiful layering texture to this tree. And once we have all of those together, we'll have some fun. Here is the swing. So I die cut that 3 times as well, just to add some stability to that. And of course, dimension. Going to add our last layer. And now we're going to get that set down as well. So before I start adding the layers to the tree itself, I wanted to make sure that the swing was there, because we can hide the edge of the swing that sits on the branches underneath these layers. Now, Her layers, Sabrina's layers, are wonderfully staged, and you will be able to see the outline of each of the layers. But just know you don't really have to follow that. You know, just put the layers where you would want to put them and have them, and create your own style of a tree. Here are these adorable silhouette bunnies. I die cut them in white, and I've die cut them 3 times. So I am going to layer those that many times. Again, by just die cutting an image, once you get one type of dimension. When you die cut it multiple times and use that, you get different layers of dimensions. And plus it saves you on double-sided foam tape. Just saying. Now, it does, yes, for your cards, I add a lot of dimension to my cards. So if shipping or mailing is a concern and the cost, you might want to keep that in mind. Again, when you add all of this dimension and you're mailing, yes, it can make it bigger, you know, thicker than 1/4 of an inch at the same time. So that can add to mailing as well. So just keep those things in mind as you're doing that. What I love about these bunnies is I'm going to have one coming out of the tree. Is this realistic? No. But again, have a play. You know, we can have a play on what our card is going to look like and how it's going to come together. So I have just the one bunny coming out from the top. I'm still adding those other pieces. And then once we get this on the card, the rest of the bunnies will be down low. And you can see when we're adding these layered pieces, it's just adding to the tree, to the dimension. It's adding in shadows. It's adding depth. This last piece here, that's where it's going to hide that branch and hide the edge of the swing. But it really didn't need that as well, because it would just look like it's being tied over the branch. And then we have these small branches, and I'm just going to tuck those in where I see they go underneath where I've put those pieces of the tree layer. And then I think that just fills the tree up when those branches are popping through. So my panel, this tree's pretty tall. It will take up the front of a card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice into the grass area with my craft knife, and I'm going to push the base of that tree down in there. And then I'll just trim off the edge of that tree. I'm going to add glue to the main part of the tree and also the swing. And then I'm just going to come in with my darkest marker and hide that white from the cutting to make it look like a shadow of the tree. And then now we're just going to have fun placing our bunnies. And again, these were die cut 3 times. So it's adding a lot of dimension. Now what's great is I have the tree pushed through the slit that I did in the grass, and I only put glue on the top part. So I was able to tuck that one bunny up underneath and glue him in place as if he's jumping out. I just have to add white cottontails to all these bunnies. Now the ones, little bunny bums, hidden by the tree, so I don't have to do that one. But I think they are so cute. But her die does have the pieces that you can layer up to add the cottontails to them. So I used a heavy acrylic block to make sure that the bunny tails would be staying in place. This panel here is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And remember, this panel here was cut to 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to put that on front of our standard A2 size card paste, which will be a top folding card. And then from the tree, you also get these adorable flowers. So I'm just going to fill those in all over the tree using the 2 different sizes. And then for the centers of these flowers, I'm going to use one of her spring mixes and use yellow pearls for the centers of all of these flowers. So you could either keep your tree plain, or add these flowers and make it a different type of tree. This would also be an awesome autumn tree as well, you know, using golds and yellows and oranges and reds and purples for each of the sections. So that would be a lot of fun too. So lots of happy thoughts going on for this image, but I just fell in love with it. I love these silhouette bunnies. They are just too cute. And these 2 products are part of the recent release that Scrappy Tails has had. And as always, I hope you enjoyed today's project, just putting a little bit of play in our silhouette bunnies and a swinging tree here. As always, I'll have the products that I used listed down below if you wanted to check those out. Make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications, and if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below, and I'll make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Enjoy the process. Just have fun creating. Sit back, relax, no stress, but remember, you're creating art. And always remember, be creative every day in everything that you do. And I'll talk to you in the next one, guys. Till then.